We all know how, in thinking back of a film that affects our lives, you immediately remember the theme of the music, and that brings you back to the time where you were struck by that film, thanks to that theme of the music.
You know, young directors learn how to write, edit, shoot, light, work with actors, but music is barely touched on. And if it is, I don't know of a single program where they get to work with living, breathing composers. And we have 6 people a year that we give the fellowships to, and they come here for 2.5 weeks. We listen for originality, for something that just jumps out at us, something that's fresh, something that's unique, that's an original voice. You know when you hear it.
We're all composers first, and then we decide that we want to write film music. So we come at this from a heavy music bend, and they make us step back and say, okay, you're supporting the dialogue. This is a story that you have to tell musically. You're not here to show how cool music you write can be. You're here to write music that fits a purpose.
Are they going to be film composers? Well, I think at the end of the 2 weeks, they'll have a really good idea in their head, because it's not for us to judge at all.
I don't think any other program that I'm aware of would offer an opportunity to have as many composers come in who have been working for a long time in the business and really just sort of be with them in a hands-on kind of way.
I've made an effort with the advisors to have a range of types of musical backgrounds and approaches and break down the boundaries. We've had people from the jazz field and the concert world, in addition to people who solely do film scores.
When we had our first critique with George Clinton, his advice was that, keep your unique voice, which is amazing to hear, because in this whole grind of film music, everybody wants to sound like everybody else. You think you can work more because you sound like so-and-so.
They're unique. Each of them has a specific voice. They all contribute something different, and our job is not to criticize, because it's not right or wrong. It's just to step them through what our experience has been and the process of what they might confront in this career choice as composers.
I also wanted to very much involve the filmmakers from the Feature Film Lab in what we did, so that we were not only offering a training and growth for composers, but also impacting the filmmakers.
Who, just like us, really haven't worked too much together with the other side. So it's an amazing learning process.
Between you, the filmmaker, the orchestra, it's not just components of a machine, but actually of a living organism. The main key to a good collaboration is faith. Faith in the sense that here there are 2 or 5 or 7 or 100 people that have to invent something from nothing, or from a script or from an idea, and you have to have faith that at the end of the day or at the end of the month or the year, something beautiful will happen.
There was no Sundance when I was growing up and getting into the business, but there were a few contests and things that I ran into that validated for me the reality of the work. And I think that this lab does that for these people.
Being here is almost like just a reality check, like, hey, this really is a possibility for us. All we have to do is walk through that door.
To realize that there's a place where you can go back and have that complete abandon, where you can just throw yourself into the work and not worry about anything, is really refreshing, and it kind of reinvigorates your commitment to music.
So I hope that the environment of Sundance, with the openness, the pressure, but also the inspiration and the fire going on, will allow these composers to keep their dreams always happening and not just become part of a machine.